Happy holidays.
What do you mean? Is it that time?
It's pretty much that time.
Wow.
We're there, and we've...
You're supposed to dress like Santa today. What happened?
Well, I survived the Mayan apocalypse, so, you know...
Right. Can't do everything.
So, welcome everyone to Smark, guys. I'm Darkside Phil, and with me, as always, is John Rambo. And, yes, it is true, we have survived the Cthulhu monster tentacle destruction of the Mayan apocalypse.
Right.
And we are here to bring you the first post-apocalypse episode of Smart Guys. I do want to remind everyone that last week we did actually have our Smart Guys year-end holiday special countdown of the best simulated matches of 2012, and a couple of them were actually from 2011 because we didn't do that last year. But if anyone, you can still check that out on my channel DSP Gaming. It's in a playlist, so definitely check that out if you haven't. But what a week it's been for wrestling, for the WWE, coming off of the TLC pay-per-view, which we were very uncertain what would happen at this pay-per-view. So we're going to recap all the events of that pay-per-view, and then we're going to talk about, where it looks like WWE is going as a product for the next year. We may or may not touch upon TNA, but as I was telling John earlier, they've kind of gone off the deep end at this point with some of their plot lines, and really not enjoying their product that much these days.
Yeah, it's the end of the year. You don't know if it's a case of them just kind of like burning through some time before they get to what they really want to do in 2013, so we'll have to see.
Alright, so let's start by talking about the TLC pay-per-view that happened this past Sunday. I did actually happen to catch it. It was funny because I was actually doing the Smart Guys special. I was editing the videos as I'm watching the pay-per-view. And in my opinion, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, but 2 years in a row, TLC, the best pay-per-view that WWE put out.
You think it was the best pay-per-view of the year?
I did.
Wow. I didn't get to see it, so I can't really comment on it. But last year's was very good.
Yes.
So, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Nothing else to say.
So, let's talk a little bit about the big matches, the ones that everyone wants to hear about. First of all, I think it's important to note that no titles changed hands at all at this pay-per-view. So everyone retained. So that means yes, Cesaro obviously went over R-Truth. Yes, Kofi beat Barrett, and some people were a little bit upset about that. Like, people were thinking this was Barrett's time. Maybe Barrett should go over Kofi. I don't know if this is necessarily the time he needed to do that. I mean, we also know he's been jobbing out a lot to everybody, so... Yeah,
he's just not really on their radar right now as a top guy for whatever reason.
Right.
And this seems to happen to him more often than not. But we shall see what happens in the future.
Right. So let's talk about the big surprises, the big matches. First of all, a Divas title match, which no one even knew was going to happen. Okay, apparently there was a pre-pay-per-view battle royal between all the Divas. It was like a holiday. They were all dressed in their Christmas outfits. Yeah. And of all people, Naomi, who is one of the Funkadactyls, wins this battle royal. And no one's ever seen Naomi wrestle on TV before. Like, it hasn't been televised. Right. So she has this match with Eve, and it's fucking great. It's short, but everything she does, like, she does big spots with jumping splits, and fucking she does a flying ass attack. Like, everything is related to her butt for some reason. But she's really good. Like, she's very athletic. She's... You just had to say it. You just had to say it.
Hey, it's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right, but I was impressed with her. I'm wondering why they don't use her. Because it was actually funny. The next night on Raw...
No mention of it.
They don't use her, nothing.
Well, I mean, it's part of the... I didn't see it, so maybe it was really good and stuff like that. But like looking at it, it's like... It's her first match. She beats all the Divas.
Yeah.
In a battle royal, beats them all, and then beats the former champion, I guess.
Well, no, she. Oh, well, yeah. Who?
Well, who did she beat at the pay-per-view? I don't.
No, she doesn't win the match.
She doesn't win the match.
It's funny because she destroys Eve.
Yeah.
And then just gets hit by one move and loses, and you're like, who booked this?
Yeah, she beat basically the entire division, and almost beats the champion,
including Caitlyn. Like, everyone who's the number one contender, she beats everyone.
Right. Her first match, and then just then the whole thing's dropped. So.
Right.
It's just weird, And
very odd.
It's not how you book shit.
If anything,
if she's talented, then you make her look good, and you do the whole process.
If anything, this is showing that there actually is talent in the Divas division, and they're not using it properly. Like, I don't understand what the point of all this was.
There's a lot of... I don't know if there's talent in the Divas division. There's female wrestling talent out there, but they just don't really get those people and do that whole thing.
No. So, anyway, we talked about that. So let's talk about the three main events. Big Show beats Sheamus clean. after taking out a cartoonishly large, oversized chair and
Yeah,
hitting
that's
it with
ridiculous. Like, was he gonna like slip on a giant banana peel in the ring? Like,
Whoops!
it's a little silly.
I mean, is it good that Big Show retained? Maybe, you know, that's cool. He looks like a strong champion, but why does he have to have a cartoonishly large chair to defeat Sheamus? It's kind of like...
I guess we'll talk about it on Raw. They're like fighting over the chair, and like, whoever has the chair is like, I don't know. And Sheamus has lost to him too many times now.
Yeah, now it's like...
Because if he gets another shot, it's like...
Why? Why another shot?
That?
It's been like 4 matches now.
Lost to him 3 times? I mean, why do you keep getting shots? You know...
In the match that I thought was going to be the main event, we both did, and it ended up not being the main event.
Well, because John Cena's not in it.
It's the Shield against Team Hell No and Ryback. This, by far, if you want my honest opinion, this was match of the year for me. This was match of the year because this was a match, if they did it wrong, it could have completely squashed this angle that they've been pushing. It could have made Ryback, who's an up-and-comer, look bad. And even Team Hell No at this point. You know, you need to book them right. You can't have them look like comedy relief all the time. This match was brutal. This match was bloody. People bled. This match had crazy-ass spots. Everyone looked good at one point in the match.
Seth almost died, and they kept showing it on Raw over and over again.
It was basically, it felt to me like an old-school TLC match. And that's what they need to do. They need to start putting out consistently good product.
They had a good TLC match at the TLC pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling us?
Can you believe it? It's like, well, holy shit. Like, I can't believe it that they actually put out a real TLC match for once. You know, these past few years, they've been so PG focused that they tone everything down and it looks horrible. This was great. You had people going through multiple tables. You had people getting double suplexed onto the ladders. You had people flying off the ladders. People getting put through the announce table. People getting put through the protective barrier into the crowd. Every spot that you can think of was done. The only thing they didn't do was use glass.
Well, that's not needed.
Right, yeah, I agree. So it was
no fire, no glass. You don't need this stuff.
Oh my god, everyone looked good. You had Roman Reigns puts Kane through the barrier, no sells it, stands up like a beast, and he looked real strong in this match. You got Seth Rollins doing some pretty good spots, and of course taking the biggest bump of the match, falling through multiple tables after falling off of a ladder. You had Dean Ambrose, who basically was probably some of the best selling I've ever seen in my life in a match. Now some people said he oversold, but you know what? This was good. This was his chance to shine and show, you know, he hit a ladder, he'd be like, oh, there's his face, the emotion on his face when that happened.
People that write stuff like that, you're just being like you're just overdoing it.
Yeah.
He's overselling. I must type this out right now.
Yeah, but if you sold it, then you know, you'd be dicks too. It's like, he was good. He did a good job. And he was like the leader of the group. The story here is that the Shield is a cohesive unit. They know what they're doing. They know how to work together. So they isolate all 3 wrestlers. It's never really a 2 or 3 on 3. It's always a 3 on 1. But that's good. That tells the story that they know what they're doing and that they're a force to be reckoned with.
The Shield is like they got the win that the Nexus never got.
That's exactly.
They got to be what the Nexus, could have been, and so.
And even you have Ryback being a beast. He suplexes Ambrose and Rollins at the same time onto a ladder. It was like sick. Everyone had really good spots in this. So. Great match. The Shield actually wins when Ryback had thrown Seth Rollins those tables up on the announce ramp, the entrance ramp, because they were both on ladders, and he was like hurt, so he's trying to get to the ring to save Daniel Bryan. So they give Daniel Bryan to Roman Reigns, who does a super power bomb from the corner. Boom! Puts him through a table.
A few people complained they said that they should have pinned Kane, which is what I suggested in the first place. Because Daniel Bryan's he's more of the one that they just always seem to throw to
but Kane, they buried him too. They put him through the wall, the protective wall, and then they take shit. They take the top off the announce table. They fucking buried him. They were taking chairs. They just fucking buried him in shit, and he never moved again.
It's too bad he doesn't have his. It's too bad he doesn't have his flame powers from last year. He was trying to drag Zack Ryder to
the mythical flame powers. Too bad
he lost the powers somehow.
But it was a great match. I loved it. I loved the booking, and the Shield went over well. Hopefully they don't botch it, which unfortunately...
And the Shield's definitely the hottest thing they got going. They're doing a great job with it. It's what Nexus should have been. It's what Aces and Eights could have been.
Right.
That's a disaster now. It's definitely entertaining, good stuff.
And then the main event, Cena versus Dolph Ziggler. Ladder match for the Money in the Bank contract. We said for this to work, Ziggler needs to retain. He did, but I don't know if they necessarily did this.
Well, I think... What I kind of proposed, I said it could have been like a star-making night for him. or it could have been a night where they destroy him. Neither one of those things happened.
Right.
He still has the case, which is good. He maintains where he was. I don't know if it really helped him in any grand fashion to see what the plans are going forward.
Right. So
especially this and on Raw didn't really seem to be like, he's a star.
Right. He's exactly where he was.
So
he hasn't gone up or down. He's exactly where he was. So to make a long story short, we won't tell you about the whole match, but AJ comes out, interferes. Cena's about to get the Money in the Bank contract. She pushes the ladder over. So then Ziggler wins, and now it's come out, oh, AJ's now teamed up with Ziggler, even though 2 weeks ago he called her pathetic and a loser, and now she loves him.
And she's heelish, even though she, refused to join Punk and Heyman and all that. And, I don't know, I mean, Ziggler, he kind of became the backdrop to the Cena-AJ storyline.
Right.
It wasn't really about him, the whole time. So now we're going to Raw?
We're going to Raw in Philly.
Raw in Philly, yes. It was a Slammy night.
Yes, Slammys, which you're... By the way, did you download the WWE app yet that we're using right now for Smart Guys? Did you, John? Did you have it on your smartphone and or iPad?
My phone can't run that.
How dare you?
My phone. My phone.
Download immediately.
Look at my keyboard on this. I can't tell. But it's ridiculous because I have this out. I'll use this as a prop. They literally start the show and they go, all right, get the WWE app. This is what you do. You go to the store and you do this and you do... And this is about 20 times. Because the audience is so stupid.
Right.
They have no idea how to do this. And you gotta step by step. They spent about, 45 minutes explaining this. And they keep going, oh, tomorrow's the commercial-free SmackDown. Well, all the commercials are here on Raw tonight. That's what it was like a commercial show. So, I don't know. I wouldn't even download. Is it worth getting? Do you think? We have it. We could talk about it firsthand. Now.
First of all, the results are great. For 2-3 weeks now, we've been doing this, and they're in order, and they're sorted well, and it tells the story of what happened on the show. I definitely like that.
Okay.
I actually did try out the WWE Active because I wanted to see what it was. I didn't vote. But I tried it out. It's interesting because what it is, it's a Twitter feed on the sidebar. So like on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see what everyone's tweeting about WWE.
Just random people.
Random people.
With the hashtag?
With the hashtag. That's all it does. It basically sorts tweets by hashtag.
Okay.
And then on the left-hand side, it'll show like pictures from the show, but also it'll show updates of everything that's happening on the show. And then it also will have maybe, oh, here's a backstage click here, or So it's like a live interactive feed, and you do feel like maybe you're kind of plugged in a little bit to the WWE fans who were doing stuff during the show. But it's also kind of funny because a lot of the tweets are hilarious because people saying negative shit. Like it's funny, the spoiler, but John Cena wins Superstar of the Year. Every tweet on the side goes, what the fuck is this bullshit? Fuck John Cena. Everyone knows CM Punk is fucking wrestler of the year. Fuck you, fuck you. So every tweet's coming up like that. You're like, whoa. But I guess that's kind of the double-edged sword of social media, So the app does seem to have some pretty good usage, As
we saw before, you can watch matches on there.
Right.
Such great classics as Kane versus Steve Blackman is on there for some reason. What the heck?
2001,
what the hell?
Throwaway match you can watch.
All right, that's kind of interesting. It's free, so
All right, so
they're making money off of it. Basically, that's why they want you to have it.
Oh, of course,
well,
of course. So, all right, so Raw opens up. It's Slammy night. Team Rhodes Scholars come out. Oh, we won. We're the #1 contenders and blah blah blah. We beat Rey and Sin Cara at the pay-per-view. So now they're each going to have a singles match.
Okay,
So first they have Damien Sandow against Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio wins.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Which is kind of weird. Why?
Rey Mysterio, he's been around a long time. He's established. He's kind of on the downside of his run. Sandow needs to get wins and established, and he's the one that loses. So
right. Very odd.
It's more of the same problem that we've seen all year.
Booker T comes out to present the Tell Me I Did Not Just See That Slammy Award. And
the Boogeyman comes out, does nothing.
It does absolutely nothing. He comes out with his clock.
Well, you hear the music, and then it's all the smoke, and he's apparently in the smoke. I couldn't even see him. I was like, is he even there? It could have been anyone.
It was funny because you were right because they were saying, "Oh, he has the worms." I was like, I didn't see a single worm. I didn't see it.
It's almost like there was a malfunction with the smoke machine, and it was just so much
he wouldn't turn off
that they couldn't.
Fuck.
Because he was supposed to be doing something, but nothing happened, and then they'd go to commercial.
Yeah, and then he came back. He was gone.
Booker's like, told me I just did not see that. And who won the award? I remember.
Kofi Kingston wins for his Royal Rumble performance.
Okay, yeah. Right off the bat, it's the first award, and logic completely goes out the window, and all sense of this is a legit thing. Because Brad Maddox a referee at a main event of a pay-per-view, the referee hits a wrestler in the balls, and is he suspended? Is he fired? Blah blah blah. No, he gets nominated for an award.
Right.
You know, he might have won for being a referee that broke the law basically. And then he comes out and he stands.
He's expecting to win, and then he doesn't win, and he's all pissed.
He looks like Eric Bischoff, by the way. He's like a young Bischoff.
He does look like Bischoff.
Oh my god,
yeah.
he's freaking
just like him.
He looks more like his son than his son.
That's true.
Yeah.
So Kofi wins for his Royal Rumble performance when he was thrown out of the ring, but landed on his
Which
hands.
shouldn't have counted because that's stupid.
And was able to handstand and walk back into the ring. Okay. Caitlyn comes out and beats Eve, and now apparently this puts her back into the #1 contender spot, regardless of the fact that Naomi had a great performance at the pay-per-view and they don't talk about
That
it.
never happened.
Great.
The Caitlyn's awful.
Comeback of the year goes to Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah, and guess what? They showed the footage again of him having a heart
attack yet again.
With the breathing magnified, and they've showed this about 16 times of the guy almost dying. And I guess they made some money off of that, of the guy almost dying, and that's good. Yeah. And he wins.
He wins. Kofi Kingston beats Tensei in probably the dumbest match I've ever seen. It's such a job at this point.
The way they treated Tensei in the show, it's as if he was going to be fired at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's true.
They completely destroyed him. Like, just physically in the ring, dominated him.
And then later on they make fun of him.
Destroy his character completely. And where's Sakamoto?
Yeah, he's gone.
Hashtag, where's Sakamoto? I feel like maybe something happened to him. Remember Tensei was beating him up?
Yeah, he got laid off.
Did he do something to...
Tensei couldn't win a match, so he never made any money, couldn't pay him.
He couldn't pay him, and he's in a bless. Sakamoto's, he never happened. And Tensei's completely buried. I guess we'll talk about that later, what happens to him.
Right, yeah, we will. So after the match, Wade Barrett sneak attacks Kofi Kingston.
Yeah,
so apparently this angle's continuing, even though he jobbed at
They seem to do this, like, they did this with R-Truth and Cesaro, where, like, R-Truth is completely destroyed. But then he gets more shots, and still loses. And Wade Barrett loses, and then the next night he attacks Kofi.
Right.
That's not a feud. That's not a feud.
Yeah.
You have to beat the other guy. Like, it just makes him look like a dick and a coward. Like, I lost to you.
Loser,
not only did I lose to you, but the only way I could hurt you is by attacking you from behind. It actually does more damage than anything.
Well, that's what they do now. That's how they keep these feuds going, you know? AJ Lee and John Cena win the Kiss of the Year award, and
yeah,
no one gives a fuck.
It was like the horror award because
it was always her kiss, yeah.
With every
nowadays she kisses Daniel O'Brien, she kisses Kane, she kisses John Cena. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, CM Punk too. It was like various partners.
The 4 of the year.
Yeah, it was her, and then like which partner was the best with her, and it was Cena, right?
Yeah.
And then she comes out, and then her and Vicky are going at it. Then Dolph comes out. And he's separating them, and then AJ's like, "Oh, you thought that was a kiss of the year? Watch this!"
Right.
She jumps on him, starts kissing him. This was longer than any match on the show at this point, by the way. And it got a little racy there. There's some grinding going.
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah.
She was a little grinding him, and it was like, "Whoa, this is pretty. What's going on?" And then Vicky Rivera runs away, and then Dolph is all like, "Oh, what?" You know, he's all embarrassed. He'd run back.
So I guess Dolph and Vicky are now not together anymore. Like she's not with him anymore.
Unless they go back together now after. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Well, we'll see.
We'll discuss it.
The Great Khali defeats David Otunga, and nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Ric Flair returns to the WWE. So second big return for the night.
Yep.
And he's here to present the Superstar of the Year award.
He was there for like an hour.
Yeah, let's talk, because this is a big segment. So first of all, John Cena wins Superstar of the Year. Immediately, the crowd reacts negatively. Everyone on Twitter reacts negatively. They're all like, this is bullshit.
I think Flair even said something.
He's like, why does Philadelphia hate this guy so much?
So he's like, why don't you guys like him more? So
yeah.
He gave him the award. But I thought Flair was really good. He's great, what he does and on the mic and all that stuff. He kind of like put over Philadelphia too much. I thought. Like every 2 seconds, like, this is a great city.
Yeah.
This is the best sports town there is. And like everything he said had to do with that.
Right.
With like kissing up to the audience, but he's excellent. And yeah, he gave Cena the award, and Cena gives it to Flair. Superstar of the Year.
You deserve this.
Yeah, he was in TNA doing blade jobs and you know, getting divorces. I don't know what he was doing all year.
Right.
And but he's Superstar of the Year, sure. And then CM Punk comes out. And they all go. That was a cool interaction. I really enjoyed that.
CM Punk saying he should have been superstar of the year. He's been champion all year. How ridiculous is this? Then he insults Philadelphia. Then he insults Flair.
But Flair puts down, he's like, we're going to go out and party tonight. You can't come, but you can't walk or whatever.
Right.
You got this other baggage with you. He's talking about Heyman. And then I think the Punk's like, I'll destroy you with one leg. So Flair goes, well, let's do it right now. Flair goes in the ring. The Punk goes in there, Punk hits him with a crutch. And then he goes to hit him again, but Flair gets him in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, I thought Flair would usually do the low blow in that situation. They told him not to, because that's not like...
What's up, PG?
I wonder.
The balls?
I wonder, who knows, but... So that Punk gets, in the eyes, and he just runs away. He's gone.
Yeah.
And Heyman gets put in the figure four. He acts like his legs were, just shattered. Yes,
brittle bone disease.
Yeah, his legs were, completely destroyed. Oh, fuck. I enjoyed it, but again, why does Punk run? And, he's nowhere to be found. He runs away. And then Flair's alone, and he cuts a promo about how Philadelphia's great again.
Yeah.
And then the Shield come out.
Right.
And we go to commercial.
Yes.
What happens next?
Ryback and Team Hell No come out. Big brawl. Flair is, he gets involved too, so it's kind of pretty interesting. Shield ends up running away.
Yeah.
Which we don't kind of agree with. It would be nice
if no, because especially they beat them last night.
Right.
You're running from them. And Ryback, it was 4-on-3, so they don't like that.
I also do want to say it was kind of odd seeing Ryback, Team Hell No, and Flair all holding hands and lifting each other's arms in the ring like this. I was like, this is kind of weird, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Alright, so after that, Brodus Clay defeats JTG in a jobber match.
That was a waste of time.
The most notable thing that I thought was funny as hell, people were tweeting, well, it's good to see Brodus finally winning matches.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what the fuck? This is real interaction.
I thought you were going to say that GTG's wearing, the actual wrestling attire now, not, jeans or whatever. He's wearing, actual, trunks and stuff.
Santino, Morella, and Tensei come out to present the LOL moment of the year.
Completely destroyed Tensei here.
Completely destroyed him. He makes a joke about that. Tensei means
Fat Albert or
Japanese.
And Tensei had a comical
ice pack on his head.
That was tied with tape and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, shut up! He's done. So.
He's like, oh, that's what the teleprompter says. There is no teleprompter! It's a comic relief.
You guys got some skill. They completely wasted them.
So, the LOL moment of the year, I'm trying to see here, it was The Rock when he cut the promo where he was throwing John Cena's merchandise into the water.
And then they go, The Rock isn't here, and the crowd boos.
Right. Now, keep in mind, this is the guy who's going to headline their next pay-per-view. The Rock's not here. Boo, we don't like The Rock. He's an asshole. Oh, he'll be in the title match next month.
Speaking of The Rock, though, I forgot to mention this. Punk was wearing, it's almost like he wore this too soon, or he wasn't supposed to.
Sure, yeah.
He had a shirt that was modeled after The Rock shirt.
Yeah.
And it says, these to faces.
Yeah.
Instead of boost
Knees
asses.
to faces.
And it has the, some on the back. It
said 25-8, because you know how Rock says 24/7?
Yeah.
This is 25-8.
Okay.
Basically, it's saying he never takes a day off.
Alright.
But then Rock always takes a day off.
They didn't make any mention of it. It's almost like he was supposed to have it yet.
Right.
But he wore that. They're getting ready for that program, I guess.
Right.
And hopefully that's not where they're going with that, because it's... If he's going to boost the asses and Punk comes out, he's like, use the faces, 25-8. That's going to be kind of lame. But
I don't think he'll say that, but I think he's going to say, I never take a day off, and you are never here.
It'll be part of the storyline, I guess.
Right. Cody Rhodes beats Sin Cara in a singles match. This is the other half of the Team Rhodes Scholars thing, so at least Cody gets a push, but Damian lost to
Sin Cara,
Mysterio.
I think he had surgery or something after this.
Oh, yeah?
So he might be out. I don't exactly know what happened there.
Huh.
But I'm pretty sure he had some kind of a leg injury.
Zack Ryder and Layla come out to present hashtag of the year, and it ends up going to Feed Me More for Ryback.
Zack should actually win this because his whole entire thing was based on social media.
Who's Zack? What are you talking about?
The award with the other person that we don't know about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sheamus
confronts... Ryback quoted Owen Hart.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was crazy.
Owen Hart talked about change and
enough is enough.
When Owen did that, he was like sarcastic though. I think it was like whining.
Yeah.
He was a heel. He was like,
right.
What? I don't know. I don't think Ryback understood that. But Ryback is he thought CM Punk was going to change. No, Ryback is.
That's right.
Ryback, who's the same as Goldberg and the Warrior.
He's the change
that you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sheamus confronts Big Show. John Cena foils Dolph Ziggler's Money in the Bank cash-in attempt. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad. See, that's what I mean. This is good because I was kind of not remembering.
Let's talk about this.
It's
Big
good.
Show comes out with this stupid giant chair. Sheamus comes out.
This is what I use.
Sheamus has become John Cena because every time John Cena loses a big match,
Right.
he goes, "Oh, I don't really care. I fought hard and it was a good fight and blah blah blah." And Sheamus does that now. But the problem is that makes you not really care about the program because you go, well, okay, you don't care, so why do you keep getting title shots? Let someone else who does care maybe have one for once.
Right.
But he's doing that stupid promo. Sheamus eventually gets the giant chair and hits Big Show with it. Then Dolph Ziggler comes out, tries to cash in the Money in the Bank. John Cena runs in, completely beats the shit out of him. And that was it. And then Dolph runs backstage and cries to Vicky.
Right.
Does
Wah.
that whole thing.
Wah.
So it's like you could pin Cena, but Cena's eventually going to beat you.
Right.
Or Cena's what really wins, no matter what.
Yeah. Even though he lost, he still
he still wins in the end. And what was it? Vicky and Dolph, and then Dolph's complaining, and then they Dolph basically like tells her she's ugly.
Yep.
And she's not with him anymore.
Yep. They break
and then
up.
they make the match, which is the most bizarre thing ever. Vicky and John Cena versus AJ and Dolph as your main event.
Right.
It's
Very
better than a
odd.
lie detector test. But it's
I
still
guess
kinda
it is
weird.
better than a lie
It's
detector
still kind of
test.
strange. That was your main event. What was the next match?
The Miz, Alberto Del Rio, and surprise return of Tommy Dreamer against three-man band. Now, first of all,
Del Rio,
Alberto Del Rio on the TLC pay-per-view made the weirdest face turn ever, where the three-man band came out and they were yelling at the Spanish announcers for not speaking English in America. Keep in mind, they have Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre who barely speak English either. Okay? So they're doing it, and then all of a sudden, of all the people to try to run in and save the Spanish announce team, Ricardo Rodriguez
Yeah, then he gets
his ass beat and manhandled by. It was weird because they weren't like hitting him, but they were like molesting him. It was just like very bad touch-ish. What they were doing to him.
It was the bad touch.
So then, while they're doing this, Alberto Del Rio comes out and saves him.
Yeah.
And then, so now they had an impromptu match of The Miz, Alberto Del Rio, and the Brooklyn Brawler against three-man band at TLC. The next night they have this match, and now it's Tommy Dreamer. So it's like they're gonna keep having random people come back and wrestle.
The Del
matches.
Rio turn is very strange. Like he gets out of the car, he starts hitting people's hands. Like what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And he's the one that abused.
Exactly.
He's the one that made fun of. He made fun of Mexico. He called Mysterio like a chihuahua and all that. He's good. He's good now.
He's good.
There's a famous story when Hulk Hogan turned good, and the fans were still booms. They didn't understand.
Yeah.
And there's Bob Backlund in the ring, and the Samoans are beating him up, and Hogan comes and saves him. And the fans are still booing Hogan, even though he saved Backlund. So Backlund gets on the mic, and he goes, "He's good now! He's good now!" This is like a famous thing that happened. He's good now. The people start clapping. It's almost like that's what they did. Like, he's good now. No reason why, you know. So Tommy Dreamer, that's pretty cool. Philadelphia, this is the home of ECW. He was wearing his House of Hardcore shirt.
Yeah.
That was the show that I went to. It's his own promotion, and I was at the first show, and he has a school, I guess, and stuff like that. That was one of the best shows I saw all year, by the way. It was a good show. But, in the match, he looks good.
And he wins the match.
He wins the match. But it's like Del Rio and The Miz fighting three-man band. Isn't that kind of a downgrade a little bit? I mean,
I don't know.
the faces, and they're just fighting. I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely not a push, let's say it that way.
Yeah.
The next Slammy was Newcomer of the Year, and it was Ryback. But this prompts Antonio Cesaro to come out and get pissed because he's like, I should have been the best Newcomer of the Year.
He lost to Justin Gabriel. You can't be Wrestler of the Year.
That's right. So
They're disqualified after that.
So they have a match, and Antonio Cesaro basically runs away and gets counted out during the match because it looks like Ryback is kind of getting momentum and he might win the match. So that's, I think, the right way to do it, because you don't want either guy, you don't want Cesaro to look bad, but unfortunately, WWE decides to completely undo this later on in the week, which we'll talk about.
I was like, oh, I can't have him beat him tonight. It's going to be terrible. And then he runs. You're like, okay, it still sucks. But then he does lose eventually, I guess.
Jim Ross, Mean Gene Okerlund, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat award match of the year to Triple H and The Undertaker. Yeah, I did like how they all came out. That was interesting.
Match of the year, CM Punk, champion for a full over a year.
That's right.
None of his matches.
Not nominated at all.
Not even nominated.
Not even nominated.
I think he actually had some of the best matches, honestly, like his match with Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
I forget what pay-per-view was, the double pin thing was really good.
Yep.
Jericho match was very good. Yeah, he definitely had a lot of good matches that could have been nominated, but even his match with him and Cena was good.
Yep.
But not even nominated.
Not nominated. He's a champion longer than anyone. Not respected. Fuck you. it goes to Triple H, who comes out with a shaven head, makes bad jokes, and says The Undertaker will be back.
I was wondering.
Download the WWE app right now, what you need to do.
Alright, so I was saying, like, the crowd's straight for Undertaker, and Triple H's like, he'll be back. Like, how do you know? Do you talks to him? And
yes, he's
like,
his buddy.
They, like, hang out.
They're buddies now. After the match last year, they have a new respect
They
for
did
each
hug,
other.
and they're friends.
Yeah, they're friends. Right. Best buds.
Yep.
Alright, and in the main event, John Cena and Vicky Guerrero against Dolph Ziggler and AJ Lee ends in a disqualification when...
Let's see.
I just don't even want to say it.
Alright, let's talk about Ziggler a little bit. So Ziggler was in the STF.
Yes.
And he's about to tap, gets the ropes. Cena puts it into him again. So Cena's basically like just destroying Ziggler. And AJ, during the match, AJ and Vicky both left. And then now AJ comes back out with this new guy, Big E Langston from NXT. And NXT, what's going on? These guys are out of control. They keep showing up and beating the shit out of people. And
they're all getting the push to the main event.
Yeah.
This is the problem with WWE. It works for one person, so now all of a sudden we have to just keep doing it. So Shield got over. Let's just keep bringing them all in.
Yeah. So B. Langston, he's a big dude. He looks kind of like Ryback, where he's not like tall, but he's built, you know. And he does a finisher which I thought looked like garbage. I don't know if that's a botch or.
I don't know what they call it.
He like holds the guy and he like falls back. It looks like he's taking a back bump, and the other guy's on top of him. But he does it to Cena. He stands over Cena, and then Ziggler's all confused, and that's the end. So, are they with Ziggler? Is Ziggler not part of that group? Is he going to go back with Vicky? Is AJ with this dude?
Well, guess what?
What?
We find out all this on SmackDown.
Okay, you have to explain it.
If I can get it open. Okay, so
it looks like that's going to be Cena's, like, you remember when Kane came out last year, he was like beating up Cena. It's going to be Cena's like little feud, you know, for a little while to have him something to do for a couple months.
Right.
Basically.
So, SmackDown opens up with Miz TV yet again. Apparently they feel the need, they have to have this on like every show now.
Yes.
And he's interviewing AJ Lee, who also comes out with Dolph Ziggler, incidentally.
Yeah.
And he asks her, what's going on with you and John Cena? Why did you do this at the TLC pay-per-view? Can you explain? And she basically says, John Cena, he's supposed to be the white knight of the WWE. He's supposed to be better than the best. He's supposed to have all these ideals. Well, he's basically a creep, and he's a jerk like everyone else. He's worse than Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, because he played with my feelings. And she actually kind of reveals, she says that they were kind of like going out when she was the GM, and she risked all that for him, and then basically he dropped her like a sack of shit. That's kind of what she said.
Yeah, he banged her and the day was done.
Yeah.
What else is there after that?
Right.
Right?
That's pretty much... What? Wait a minute. What?
Is that how that works? That's what I was told.
So, it's kind of weird because then The Miz calls her out. He's like, yeah, that's great and everything, okay, but why are you siding with Ziggler, who called you a loser or whatever a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And then, all of a sudden, Big E hits the ring and attacks fucking Miz. And then they're like, so then they explain. AJ says, oh, he's my friend. That's how she explains it. He's my friend, Big E. And it's like he's a puppet. Like they command him to do things. Like he's a robot.
Oh, really? They go do this?
Yeah. So they were like, oh, you know, attack Miz, and they hit him. And he's like, what? Like what?
So they're actually a group now.
They're stable now.
I like it. I think it's good.
It doesn't make sense though.
It doesn't make sense, but it reminds me kind of like Shawn Michaels with, you know, maybe like Diesel and Sherry or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, if it's gonna make Ziggler like a bigger, you know, part of the show or upper card or something, then
right.
I'm all for it. You know. Hopefully it's not like they overshadow him or something. And eventually Big E's gonna turn on him, and we all know that. It always happens here.
Yes.
He'll come through all this shit. He'll get pissed at. He'll turn on him.
He'll turn on him,
6 months from now.
and then he'll be written off the show, just like what's his name, Alex Riley. It'll be the same situation. I guarantee you.
Well, he's big though, so he's a better shot in that company.
Yeah. The next segment was very odd.
Yes.
Now, we've been saying that Rey Mysterio has been mysteriously absent from WWE TV for a while.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they brought him back to the TLC pay-per-view for this match. So, on SmackDown, they have Damien Sandow against Sin Cara in a singles match. And Rey Mysterio was supposed to be there. But during the match, he's not there. And they're even talking to the announcers, where's Rey Mysterio? We don't know where he is. He's missing. During the match, the Shield come down and have Rey Mysterio's mask, and they throw it in the ring.
Oh my god.
Which distracts Sin Cara. And then actually Cody Rhodes interferes. Damian Sandow gets the win over Sin Cara. After the match, the Shield beat the living shit out of Sin Cara.
Yeah, Sin Cara's, I think he's going to be gone for a while.
So both Rey
both of them are
Mysterio
gone.
and Sin Cara are basically gone. No, they announced Rey Mysterio has a concussion and his leg's fucked up and he's all destroyed. They killed him backstage. They killed him.
So Tommy Dreamer too. If we have to talk about that.
Oh yeah, we forgot that. Yeah, Tommy Dreamer also gets attacked backstage by the Shield.
Yeah, I was laughing about that because it's like
squash.
Because like Ric Flair comes back and it's like, oh, he's a god and all this stuff. And then Dreamer's back and they like laugh at him and have him be killed. You know, well, it's just how it goes, I guess.
Santino Marella defeats Tensei.
Yeah. Fat Albert.
Let's just keep going. Right. I just don't even want to talk about it. It's pathetic. Yeah. Kofi Kingston and Team Hell No team up against Wade Barrett and the Primetime Players, and they beat them clean, I believe. I think it was Kane who actually got the win. Yeah, he hits a choke slam on Darren Young. Nothing really much to say about this. It's just another, yeah, exactly. Like, they're never going to win a match against. It's sad because they were on the up, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're what's his name? The announcer guy got laid off or fired or whatever you want to say for being an idiot and saying a bad joke, and now since then, they're just completely flushed down the toilet because of this asshole. Ryback comes out and announces that he's going to challenge CM Punk for the WWE title on the first Raw of 2013. So Punk better be healed by then, because he's going to beat his ass. Because remember, Ryback got cheated out of his title shot.
He's going to be cheated again.
Because of the Shield, so they said he's going to get another shot. So, it is what it is. He then has a singles match against Antonio Cesaro yet again, and he beats him clean.
Oh, man.
Now, it is a good match. Let me say, it is a good match. Cesaro does hit spots and stuff, but did he really need to beat him clean at this point? You know what I mean? If this is going to be a match, build it up, or don't just squash the U.S. champion who's been on a roll, who's been undefeated. They've even been saying
he's on his best. He's had his best run the last couple of weeks.
And his promo is saying, "No American can beat me." Now American beats me. I can't say that anymore.
Yeah, there's no reason for it. He's already got his title shot. Why do you have to beat him? You know.
I don't know.
You can do that, like turn into a whoever wins gets the match or something. I don't know.
It's just bad. AJ and Caitlyn have a little bit of a brawl, and then Caitlyn has a singles match against Eve, but she wins, but only because of disqualification. So Eve retains the championship. It's really stupid. Nobody cares. I doubt anyone watched.
No, I think they actually had a good rating. They had a good rating for Raw and a good rating for SmackDown.
Oh, yeah?
The live SmackDown, too, yeah.
That's true. We didn't mention it was a special live SmackDown this week.
Yeah, they did some good numbers this week.
Brad Maddox.
Eric Bischoff.
Is actually, for some reason, if you can believe this, he's championed now by Teddy Long.
Yeah, sure.
Teddy Long pitches to Booker T that you should give Brad Maddox a match tonight.
Yeah.
So he does against Brodus Clay, and Brodus Clay squashes him.
Maybe Del Rio will turn heel again out of nowhere, and he'll join Maddox, but they'll turn faces immediately after that. And then the Miz will manage them.
Yes. And then Doink will come back and join them all for,
there you go.
A 3-on-3 match.
That's the cherry on top.
And then, so Brodus Clay squashes Brad Maddox, but then the Shield beat the shit out of Brodus Clay. So now the Shield's just like attacking everybody.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Like, they're just doing whatever they want. And then the main event was John Cena and Sheamus in a tag match against Big Show and Dolph Ziggler. But it was only by disqualification. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. That's right, Big E runs in and attacks Cena near the end of the match, and it looks like Cena was going to win, and that's the end. So, Big E, again, he's two shows in a row. Big E has destroyed John Cena.
Yeah.
And John Cena cannot.
I mean, it's good. It's cool. Like you bring a new guy in, he's gonna get like a almost main event spot against Cena on probably the next pay-per-view. But if he ultimately loses and looks bad, it's not good at the same time.
Which he's going to. So.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for WWE this week. Big eventful week, like we said, with the TLC pay-per-view. TNA, I really don't have a lot to say about them this week. I watched the show, wasn't impressed. At this point, Aries...
I think they're killing time. Aries, they kind of...
Aries is a super heelish heel now,
Comically paying people to attack.
Predictably doesn't win the title match against Jeff Hardy this week.
Now he lost him 100 times.
And it's just bad. You got Bully Ray in the same stupid plot line with Hulk, where Hulk's going to get attacked by aces and eights, but Bully Ray runs in and saves him, but Hulk still doesn't respect him. He walks out of the ring and shuns and won't shake his hand.
Yes, because every viewer really wants to see will Bully Ray get Hogan's respect, because if we find that out,
that's all we care about.
That's compelling television.
That's all we care about.
Yeah.
I believe, I'm trying to remember.
James Storm attacks Santa.
James Storm super kicks Santa in the face.
Santa always takes a beating in wrestling.
The bromance between Christopher Daniels and Kaz reaches an all-time high to the point where I thought they were going to have a gay makeout session. I'm not even kidding. It's just disgusting.
It's funny. I think they're entertaining.
Angle I think he had a match against
he's got an injury
against
now.
Devon and loses the match, or doesn't win the match because he says an eights interferes.
Yeah, Devon has the TV title again, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
he won it from Joe.
Yeah, Joe was doing great with it.
Joe jobs the TV title, and now he's become one of the Kurt Angle's gang.
Yeah, he helps. He's a helper.
Yeah, it's him, Angle, and the two newcomers. What are their names?
Friggin' Garrett and Wes Briscoe.
Briscoe, yeah. They're all gang now. They're like a stable, a face stable. I don't know what's going on. The show is just like out of control, and you just can't tell what's happening, where they're going with anything.
I think they taped a lot of these a while ago, just for like the holidays. I think they're just killing time and do what they can do to do something, put something on the air, and
right.
Hopefully they'll get it together when the new year comes. They had a good year, so it's sad to see them kind of be in this state.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, at points they were so good.
It was funny because like. They had this. This was supposed to be Championship Thursday, where everyone gets challenged.
They should just dump it because no one ever wins.
Yeah, they've got Brooke Hogan trying to pick out of all the knockouts who's going to have the match, and it's hilarious because they've got Mickie James, Vanilla Sky, and Miss Tessmacher all standing next to each other, and you're looking at they're all the same character. They're all literally identical. Like there's nothing different between, like they're all the same plot line. Oh, Mickie James just made a surprise return. Oh, Vanilla Sky just made, and they actually say
Vanilla
that.
Sky.
Well, we both just returned. Who should have this match? And like no one can really logically figure it out. They're like, I don't fucking know.
Well, first of all, I hate when they do it. Why do they do this in the first place? Where they have to decide who's gonna get, and they have to do the segments where they talk about it. Just have matches, and the winner gets the match. Oh, they do the same thing with Hogan. He's got all the guys in the ring. Who wants the shot? Oh, I do. Okay, no brother. No brother, you can't have this. Just have matches.
It was very weird, a very odd show, and like I said, no one loses the title,
So it's filler. It's filler this time. I wouldn't.
Second week in a row, what's his name? Kenny King is his name?
Yeah.
Screws over RVD. They have a tag match, and RVD's like supposedly respects him because he beat him the week before.
Yeah, doesn't help him.
RVD, he actually abandons him during the match, and RVD gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It's just not. Who's coming back on January 3rd? Who is it?
It's fucking Sting.
Kevin Nash.
No.
Yes.
No.
Kevin Nash.
No, he's involved with WWE again in some capacity.
It's gonna be Matt Hardy.
Legend contract.
Matt Hardy
It's freaking Sting, man. Just don't even think about it.
Christian.
No. Sting. It's always Sting.
No.
It's always Sting. What's about him now? They keep saying it like this.
I don't know who else it could be then, but I was Rhino.
It's Sting.
It's Rhino.
It's fucking Sting.
All right, so that's it for Smart Guys this week. Happy holidays, everyone. Hope everyone has a very enjoyable Christmas.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
If you don't celebrate Christmas, you get a nice day off.
That's true.
So that's good.
That is true. We will not be back next week.
Well, I'm gonna have my new wrestling program next week.
Cool.
Andrea Presents, and then we'll be back in a while on the King of Hate vlogs.
That's correct.
With Smart Guys.
So right now you might be watching this on the King of Hate vlogs. You might be watching this on John Rambo Presents. The next episode of Smart Guys will only be on the King of Hate vlogs. I just have to emphasize this. It's the only place you can see Smart Guys going forward. So right now, if you have not gone over there, if you have not subscribed or checked it out, please do so. We would hate to have half the viewership next time because people just weren't listening for the past couple weeks,
Yeah, next week I'm going to have the wrestling show. It's probably going to be streamed live first, and then it'll be on YouTube after that.
Cool.
Just follow me on the Twitter to get the times and whatnot.
It's kind of scary that there's new wrestling shows coming out this week. You'd think they'd take a week off, but no, they still. Raw will be new on Monday.
I think it's taped though.
I'm pretty sure it's taped.
It's going to be or something.
Yeah. Because I remember a couple of years ago they didn't do a Christmas show. They reran Tribute to the Troops that day. But I guess this year they've decided they're going to do it. So Okay.
They're gonna have something.
All right, whatever they have, they have. I guess we'll see what happens. But all right. So again, happy holidays. Thanks for tuning into Smart Guys. We'll see you in 2013 for the new relaunch show on the King of Hate vlogs, and
There's no more end of the world scenarios before that.
I think
we're
coming? Safe for a while.
You know?
I think we're good. Maybe we'll have another one coming up, but I think for now we're in the clear.
So he was telling me May now is the new May 2013 is the new date.
All right, I'll mark my calendar right now. All right, everyone. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2013.
Happy holidays.